Welcome back to another episode of Put It on the List. We have another great show for you today. We switch things up a little bit. We break down some trailers in the beginning, and we got lots of nerd news to share with you this week. One of us went to the movies. We also have some cool stuff to add to the list. And of course, we have our fantastic double feature. Let's start the show. I'm Francisco, and I'm here with the head writer of Paddington semi-erotic fan fiction, Andres.
Holy shit. How am I going to do the pod now?
What's up, buddy?
That ain't right. Okay.
Surprise.
Get your shit together. All right. Here we go. Podcast time.
Good to see you, brother.
You too. You too.
Oh, yeah.
So someone went to the movies.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in what we watched.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the thing. I totally, we dropped the ball again. Last episode, we should have mentioned that yesterday, I believe, was comic book day. We should have.
I went to it.
I know. We should have shouted that out to the viewers to go check out Free Comic Book Day. Tell folks how to go. What is it and how did it go for you guys?
Okay, so every year, the first Saturday of May, comic book shops basically give away some backstock comics, or they get also some books sent from the different publishing houses, and they give them away during this day to encourage reading for kids and big kids, grown up ass kids, to read and stuff. So yes, on Saturday was Free Comic Book Day, and some places do it up big, like the place that we go to. Shout out to Southern California Comics. They do the parking lot and they put a bunch of vendors, and they have like people doing podcasts. They have artists come in.
Oh wow!
They have face painting for kids. They have it all. It's kind of like a little mini con.
Wow, I didn't know they went that. That's awesome. I saw you sent me some pictures of some action figures and whatnot, and I was like, oh man,
yeah, I know. From your boy Azrael, I was like, oh, I took pictures of the Azrael one,
which you did not send me. So maybe after this, you'll do that shit.
Yeah. The whole time my little one's like tugging at my shirt, like, Dad, can I show you this? Can I show you this? And she found the biggest pop in the fucking in all of the land, and she's like, I want that one.
It's bigger than me.
I'm like, all right. Well, we'll see. No, it's $140. I'm good. Maybe next time. Oh, and then there's one lady had a table of vintage Barbies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. They all look like they're, what's the one? Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Okay.
Where she had like the pink dress and then the thing. There was a Breakfast at Tiffany's
like
Barbie.
There was 50s flight attendant.
Yeah, like all the, like, they're wearing fur coats and it's just like these all vintage Barbies. And I'm like, I like that one. They're all like $50, $80. And I'm like, yeah, but these are collectibles. And now she knows. She's like, oh, I can't open these? She's like, no. She's like, I don't want these. I'm like, yeah, because one of the first things my daughter does when she gets a Barbie is like, it's going to sound a little weird, but she bathes them. She's like, oh, you need a shower. And she like strips the Barbies and bathes them. And we're like, you're going to mess up the Barbie's hair. She's like, no, I got a brush. Like, they all come up with froze and shit because it's not real hair.
Throw in the oven and warm her up. Yeah.
She's like, I don't like this Barbie. Why not? I don't like her hair. Well, we told you not to give it a shower.
That's funny though, man.
Yeah, kids.
All right.
It's a good time.
Yeah. Free Comic Book Day. We'll shout it next year. Sometimes we do it twice a year. But man, failure on our part to throw it out there. But go to a comic book store anyways and check it out. Talk to the people behind the counter. Ask them what's good. And buy a few. Read them. You'll enjoy.
There's so many books out there. Any taste of life that you want. You want funny books. You want scary books. Don't have to be superhero stuff. You can just be like,
There's political books. It's crazy. Like,
there's all kinds of stuff.
Some gnarly stuff, like in a good way. But, all right. What do we got first?
All right. So first up this week, we're doing trailers.
Trailer time.
Yeah, we're going to break down some trailers. All right, man.
All right.
First up, Biggie.
Yeah.
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Who?
Dune, Part 2.
As you already know, I tried to watch. I hit play and I was hiding behind my eye. I'd peek every now and then. Oh my God. Holy shit. That looks awesome. Oh, he's in it. Oh shit. And I turned it off. I lasted maybe 10 seconds of footage. I'm like, I'm good. I'm just
10 seconds.
Yeah. I'm just gonna buy the Blu-ray. I mean, I'm in. Like, what else is there to say?
My Arrakis.
Dude, what are your thoughts? Freaking out?
I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited. Looks good. I don't think they gave too much away. I'm sure this movie's gonna be 3 hours long. So in a 2-minute trailer.
Not just that. We already know the visual aesthetic and we know the costumes and we know who's who, we know the moving parts.
This movie, it looks a little less sci-fi because they're in some sand. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I can't wait for I can't remember his name. The Skarsgård guy. My Arrakis. I can't wait for that guy to mess some shit up. Yeah. Oh man. Dude, it was so weird and cool. I love that shit. But yeah, man, it looks cool and Chalamet looks good. Man, everything looks good, bro. Just ready to open the door. Can you open the door, please? Can I get in there and take my seat?
November.
And watch it?
I think it's November, right?
November. Ooh, November.
And here's the other thing. I mean, how did your Pew Pew? How was she doing?
Who?
Florence Pew Pew.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for you. That was a treat.
I was waiting for you to drop something. That was a treat.
Yeah.
Surprised it didn't go straight. Oh man,
I was like, ooh, she talked the most actually in the trailer. I think. Well, between her and Chalamet, she's like, what if Paul is alive? And Paul's sitting next to Zendaya, chopping it up. You'll never lose me, Paul Atreides. I'm like, oh shit, already in the trailer?
Maybe a lot of time has passed because they didn't fucking speak to each other in the first film. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you more, bro, because
I don't want to know it. We're good.
Javier Bardem.
Moving on.
But anyways.
Moving on.
All right.
What else?
The trailer looks good, dog.
Yeah. No doubt.
All right.
No doubt.
Moving on to Gran Turismo, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I watched this trailer. They showed it in the theater.
Oh, cool. So
I watched it twice.
Okay. What was your thoughts the second time you watched it?
Ooh. That's a hard sell for me, man. I'm not into a lot of the video game movies. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering how they're going to do it because I was like, maybe they don't know it's a video game, but they totally they're getting a winner from a video game.
Yeah.
That's the story. And I'm like, it's based on a true story? How real is that? How true is it? Is it true just like TRU, like the rap group True? You know what I'm saying? all my deep head hip hop heads know what I'm talking about. True. But yeah, man. I don't know. Looks iffy.
It looked better than I thought it was gonna look. I was a little on the
visually it looks decent.
And not just that, but the director, Neil Blomkamp, I always get his name.
I know. Blomkamp,
he hasn't really had District a winner since District 9, which was his first film. What was that, over 10 years ago, I think? Something like that, 10 years ago. So, is this going to be another winner for him? It looks visually nice. And I got to tell you, having David Harbour in there really helped. Because, I mean, this film needs some, characters to kind of help make it, more engaging.
Yeah.
Because the story, you're kind of not really sure. Not sure. But
yeah.
I'm curious. Like, if it gets like decent reviews, I'll check it out.
For me, it was like, I guess during Stranger Things downtime, Harbor needed a check. I don't know.
Dude, he already got his
Bruh.
check from that Christmas movie where he played Sandy Claus.
That shit got good feedback, by the way.
I gotta check it out. All right. What's the next trailer?
Next trailer, Hunger Games.
Speaking of paychecks,
Yeah.
what's your
Over under that you're going to watch it?
like,
Is it 50-50 or you're not at all?
not at all.
Did you watch any of the old movies?
I watched the first one and
That's it?
I went
The
with
first one?
Yeah, I went with the big group and it was like, okay. And they were all excited. I didn't know anything. I'm like, okay, the idea is cool. And then it was like, this is fine enough. And then I think I watched maybe half of the second one and I was kind of like, paycheck. And then I think they had a third one that they the fucking split into two thing. And I'm like, I think I'm good. And I might have watched all the second one that I think about. I just remember it being kind of weird and uneventful. It's just kind of it just felt too generic and it's kind of I like the premise. I just thought it was kind of like it didn't work for me. How about you?
Yeah. I watched the first one and then I think I watched the second one, but I think the only thing I remember is that Elizabeth Banks plays a crazy character.
Yeah, makeup.
And
like Joker.
Yeah. And then J Law's name is Katniss.
Yeah. And she has a bow and arrow, I think. I think it's a bow and arrow or something.
Yeah. You know, but like, it's not really our fault, bro. Like those books are not our demographic anyway.
And that's
you know
fine.
What I'm saying? So
they made a shit ton of money. So clearly people out there like them. Like, cool. Like that was in their lane. And cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad they enjoyed
I'm just surprised because I know that you loved all the Twilight movies. I remember seeing all those I remember seeing all those patents and posters on your wall.
When you come over.
Talking about like I remember when you got that Amazon package with the pearl dust so you could like
pearl dust?
Get a little for your skin.
I must have missed
so
that
part. A little bit
movie.
more fair.
Huh. Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You were deep in the.
Was I?
You're deep in the lore, yeah.
Oh, it's probably those 4 years when I went to Comic-Con. You can never find me because I was either in line or in the Hall H waiting for the Twilight people. And then when you did see me, I was like crying in the parking lot, like, oh my god, I was near them.
You're like covered in your trench coat. You're like light, no light.
Yeah. Anyways, what the fuck are we talking about, you asshole?
That we did not. We're not caring for the. We're probably not gonna watch this movie.
No.
All right.
Anyways, I don't know.
All right.
Good luck.
Well, that's it for trailers. Because I don't know, man. It was a little down week for trailers.
Dude, the last 2 weeks were fucking insane for trailers.
I know. It was like 10. We're like, pop, 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 pop. Rapid fire.
All right. Let's get out of trailers. What else we got?
All right. News and tidbits. Nerd news of the week.
Yes.
Here we go.
Man, the big nerd. The big news, which is not new news, but what's going on with the writer strike, son?
Yeah, man. Lots of delays. Go figure.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What's going to happen? We don't have a writer, so we can't fucking shoot anything.
We ain't got no words.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need you writers, except we can't do anything without you writers.
Yeah, man. And people are thirsty for some of these, man. Like Stranger Things.
Dude.
People want this to happen. It's not happening. Deadpool. Blade. Is Blade cursed?
Yes.
Man, it's sad, man.
Dude, they've replaced the director once. So there's a new director. Then they replaced the third writer that they've been on, third or fourth writer. And then they're ready to go finally. And then they shut it all down. That means they're just going to change everything again.
Yeah, man. I'm like, because Mahershala Ali is not that young. And like, we're wasting all this time for him. And he's only getting older, man. He's pushing 50, I think.
Dude, what if this whole time they keep delaying, he just keeps going to the gym and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more shredded and bigger.
Yeah.
And like he's going to be like Schwarzenegger at his peak.
Yeah.
Huge. He's going to come in there and just fuck up a bunch of vampires single-handed. We'll see.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Does Blade age slowly because he's part vampire?
He has to, of course. Well,
So I wonder if they're gonna do like a period piece or like in the 70s. It'd be kind of cool if he's messing up some vampires in the 70s.
That would be fun.
Like some mean streets kind of shit,
They got to do some fun stuff. They got to break it up because they need some winners. But
be cool to see him in his van.
Yeah, and along with this, but apparently there's some stuff that does have scripts that are finished, like Lord of the Rings, apparently, or the Power of the Rings is still shooting. And, and they've been shooting since last year, and they're almost done apparently.
But I think that's why they got ahead of the game, because in case they needed rewrites and stuff like that, they
were ready to go.
They were like on the ball, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, we got to keep this machine going, Papa Bezos, he wants this shit to happen, so
yeah, they got the money going, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Here's the other funny thing.
He's like, budget? We have no budget. We're Amazon.
Except when it comes to paying the writers. They're like, what money? Yeah. We don't have no money.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, here's a crazy fucking... Here's a weird thing with that whole not wanting to pay the writers. Like, dude, they're not only asking for like... Looking at inflation, they're getting paid like 23% less is what the average is they calculated for. Like, they just want to get paid properly and equally to what they've been for the last, like, several decades.
Yeah.
And then Amazon releases the show called Citadel. And it's only 6 episodes, and they had to go reshoot, rewrite, and it was just having problems, but it's out now, and apparently it's a good hit. I still want to check it out. They spent apparently like $300 million on 6 episodes. 6. Dude, here's a fun fact. One of those episodes could have probably covered the cost of every writer for Amazon for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
It would have been done deal. But they're still fighting. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? It's like, it makes no sense from that perspective.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, one episode would cover but hundreds of writers. Anyways, go ahead.
If I have a question.
Yeah.
But like, wouldn't the writers, do they have a board of directors that are negotiating deals? Because I mean, it sounds like if we do like studio by studio basis, that would get kind of confusing, no? Wouldn't there be like a broad agreement where like these are the rates that the writers get or whatever?
That's exactly what it is. The WGA, their guild, their union, they negotiate the minimums. That's what they basically do. They don't negotiate maximums. That's not how it works. You can ask for as much as you want, but they dictate like the minimums, and they dictate like the healthcare. And they dictate like how much notice you get before you're fired. The basic labor stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the studio is like, no, we want to pay you per day. And then I think traditionally it's like per week. So they're just gonna like try to like, you're not gonna write shit in a day. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joke.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm
gonna write my name on the paper. That's it.
They're trying to like get like a gig economy thing happening for writers. I'm like, dude, you know how long it takes to like write it? Fuck, it takes us like how long just to write our simple document for them? You know what I mean? Like, they're crazy, out of their fucking minds. And anyways, but yeah, it's a craft, and they're artists in their own way, and they just want an equal slice of what they've been getting for this entire time. And it's not like these people are hurting. Fucking Paramount just announced that they're like 60 million subscribers. Like, they just went up because they've had a good year, or for the most part. And that's like at $5 a pop. That's $300 million a month. Dude, 3.6 billion a year. That's what the be a year. These guys are pocketing just from subscriptions, and we ain't got no money. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, that shit's wild. And like another thing they just announced, like the Warner Brothers, their video game, this new video game Hogwarts Legacy sold $1 billion in sales from this one game, this one product, $1 billion. And these are the same people who are like, we ain't got no money. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, maybe don't announce that stuff on one hand and say we have no money on the other hand. Like, we see that shit in public. Like, be consistent. Be consistent. Anyways.
Is that the real excuse though? Like, they have like, we have no money. Sounds like such a childish thing. Like, everybody knows that that's not true.
Yeah.
So why would you, is that an official like, or like, is that what like they're pushing, like their narrative?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have money to give the writers?
Basically. And I think it's that and like the culture of like control. Like, they want more control and more
Yeah.
More being to tell them like we're gonna fire you without notice, and we're not gonna pay into your retirement and all sorts of stuff. And it's like all the stuff that these guys totally get. You know what I mean? Like it's nuts. But anyways, hopefully it's gonna be done soon. It's not gonna be done soon, I'll tell you right now. And let's just keep fingers crossed that cooler minds prevail. All right. What we got next?
Next we got speaking of Paramount, Yellowstone to end this December.
What do you think about that? You're a Yellowstone watcher.
Yeah. Well, I read a little bit about it, and basically they have, some conflict with the star and being Kevin Costner. And basically this is the way of them writing him off of it. So, because a lot of there's going to be a spin-off show to Yellowstone, and which basically is going to have a lot of the same characters. So they're moving on from his character onto another, and also is going to bypass the streaming rights, because before Paramount had a streaming service, they sold those streaming rights to Peacock. So Paramount can't even stream their own show. They have to. They rented it. They leased it out to another company, and it's like the most popular show on cable. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they can't even stream their own shit.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, it's kind of reminds me.
I'm like, who did that deal? That guy got fired. They're like, oh, we got Yellowstone. We can put it on our Paramount Plus. And then we gave the rights to Peacock.
What if they traded him for something like some show that was like just garbage? Like, I don't even know, like the 7th season of like some fucking dating show or something, like True Love Island Style or some garbage.
Yeah.
Oh shit. But man, it's like when HBO Max like launched, which I don't even think it's called HBO Max, then they've changed their name so many damn times. It turned out they leased Harry Potter to Universal so they couldn't stream Harry Potter on HBO. Like, dude.
That's crazy.
Whoops.
Did Universal co-produce it or something?
No.
Because I feel like they go back and forth.
It's because Universal has like Harry Potter World, and I think Warner Brothers is leased. Like, dude, they're probably making so much money like 10 years after the last Harry Potter film came out. Yeah. They're making so much money on Harry Potter, just leasing it out to other, entities. They're like, fun. All right, well, let's pull it. We're going to piss people off. But
I was just going to say Universal Studios Harry Potter is pretty dope.
I can't wait to go. I can't believe we've been trying to go for a while. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It looks awesome. Yeah. But, all right, what else we got next year?
Next, we got Star Wars.
Yeah.
And Felicity Jones.
Yeah.
She says she's probably not coming back for Andor.
Is expected, though. I don't understand how people thought she was gonna. Like, the first time they meet is in the beginning of Rogue One. Like, their entire relationship is chronicled in that film. And that's it. So I don't know if people are thinking, like, she's gonna show up. The only way she would show up a little bit would, if not when they cross paths, but when she was raised by that dude Saw, who was, what's his name?
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker, playing a crazy person. Apparently, he was like the dude who raised her after she got like hidden away. Blah blah blah. Which there's no mention of in Andor, so maybe he'll talk about. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
but makes perfect sense, and it just makes more room for other characters we get to meet, because it's going to be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I just want that tightness. Speaking of good writing, right? That fucking show's amazing,
dude. Oh, did you hear? This probably isn't even going to interest you, but the writer, he recently announced like a week ago that they're going to officially release every script for all of Andor season 1 online for free. So anyone who wants to read it can read it. Like, fuck, I'm downloading those.
Yeah, I can see your nerd ass be like,
that's
what was it?
That's cool.
One way out.
One way out. One way out.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I can't swim.
Fuck, stop it. All right, enough of that pain.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this just because I'm a fan of his work. Mr. Carl Urban is Cage in Mortal Kombat 2. I'm excited, bro. Mortal Kombat, the last one they released on HBO Max, Man, that shit was fun, dude. It was fun. And it was better than I thought it was going to be. And it kept me entertained. I wasn't expecting a masterpiece, which is not, but it's fun enough. And you can sit there and watch it. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to bring Cage in and because
Johnny
Mr.
Cage. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Carl Urban, man, he can should talk with the best of them. So I'm excited.
But dude, can Carl Urban do the splits like Johnny Cage?
Hey, we got computers, dog.
So I was a little like, him? Johnny Cage? Like, all right.
He's a little older too than the guy in the
yeah. But
I don't know.
I don't know. Could be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I want to see him more stuff.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job on The Boys. So
yeah, dude. So come on, get here soon. Fucking Amazon.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on. We got another Guy Ritchie movie. That guy is like working, bro. He's got Cavill, Gyllenhaal, Gonzalez in his next movie.
It's crazy because these are all people he's worked with. He just keeps pulling in the same people. Like he's working on the League of Ungentlemanly Warfare right now with Henry Cavill. I'm like, dude, that film looks dope. And and he's got that Jake Gyllenhaal movie coming out, I think, really, really soon here.
Yeah,
which does not look like a Guy Ritchie film, but
The Covenant.
Yeah, Covenant. But I don't care. Apparently, this one's more of like his old school gangster gentleman.
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, that's gonna be fun. Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal and Henry Cavill in one of like a gentleman like film. I'm in. Yeah,
I'm excited for Cavill, man, because he's never bad in anything. You know what I'm saying? I think he just gets a bad rap for the fucking Justice League debacle.
Yeah, he's good. You know? It's the film around him.
Yeah. Because I like him in Man from Uncle.
He's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie's underrated. That movie's underrated.
Yeah. And of course, the show-stopping fights and the villain he played in Mission Impossible, he did a great job.
Dude, awesome job. But all right.
So I'm excited about this too.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. But but I'm so excited. All right. Moving on to what we watched. Yes, sir.
I'm excited.
Something. All right, sir. I turn the floor over to you.
All right. This is going to be spoiler free.
Yes.
It won't be too long. This movie, and I know that you're not really a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy, so I don't know if this movie is going to be for you. All right. But for all my Galaxy nerds out there that love the original, the first one, man, this movie just brings it home. It brings it home. It has something that a lot of Marvel movies are missing, which is some fucking heart. It has heart, it has a good villain, you feel it, and man, it just comes, it has a quote unquote Daredevil hallway scene. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna call it that.
Okay.
There's a hallway scene in here, you're like, damn, this is badass. And
well, dude,
Mr. Gunn went.
James Gunn had a hallway scene in The Suicide Squad with Harley Quinn. That scene was the shit. Like I was like not expecting that to happen at all, and they just went for it. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I went. I took my kids with me, and maybe I shouldn't have taken my 7-year-old to watch that. But hey, man, at 3 years old, she was asking me if zombies are friends or enemies. So. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she was all right, but it was a little tight. There were some situations where like there's some, because a lot of the movie is set on like Rocket's
money on the ground or something. You're like, oh, go grab the
Rocket's backstory.
Yeah.
So there's like they giving you the thing where like he was an experiment, that kind of stuff. So that, and he's a cute little raccoon. So when he was a baby and stuff. So there's some kind of rough imagery with some animals and some science.
I've heard about that.
And so that was kind of rough, but man, the needle drops, the action, the jokes, the pacing, it was a little long. They could have maybe trimmed like 10 minutes here and there, but there wasn't too much fat either. So
what would you rank it amongst the Guardians of the Galaxy films?
The second. It's better than the number 2.
Okay.
Number 1, the original is the best because it just like shows you, it brings you into that world. But this one was not a disappointment at all. So, yeah, and it could be top 10 Marvel movies.
Okay.
You know?
Big word.
Yeah, yeah. So, because there's a lot now, right? It's definitely the best Marvel movie since Endgame, you know?
That's good. What is that, a stretch?
Well, people love the Spider-Man movies, you know?
Mm. Wait,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, I loved the No Way Home, the second Spider-Man film that came out
Yeah.
right after Endgame. That's my favorite
Yeah.
Spider-Man film.
I think I'll rewatch this before that.
Okay. But
You know, so
I'm
so
just
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
so yeah, overall, and I was just gonna say, James Gunn, man, he's been a bit of a heater. Like, I mean, when's the last time he missed? Not any of the Guardians, and not Suicide Squad, and not
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Man, that guy's been on a heater.
Yeah. That's the
And
main reason I want to watch this film. I wasn't really that into the Guardians films too much. I thought they kind of lacked
yeah,
focus, but maybe I should go rewatch it because I
yeah,
understand his flavor a little bit better now. Especially, I loved Suicide Squad. I loved Peacemaker. So I'm like, there's no
yeah.
way I'm gonna dislike this. I'm at least gonna like most of it, I think. So I'm excited to watch
I don't know, bro. You're fruity sometimes with your shit because,
it.
like, you don't like the original Guardians. You're like, it's all over the place. Guess what? You're all over the place.
Is that
And
how it
like,
works?
and I think you're gonna have a hard time, bro. Because I was like, when I was watching it, and there were like the little animals, I was like, I was looking for Paddington. I was like, oh, Paddington's not in there because Andres is not gonna watch this.
Oh no,
But
no accents.
but he wasn't in there. Lucky for you.
Dude, you know what's wild is I had to pause it and look it up twice. Is Sean Gunn, James Gunn's little brother? I don't know,
Yeah.
a little older, whatever.
Yeah.
He plays like one of the characters, like a pirate character, and then he also
Yeah.
plays, I think, like a bunch of creatures, and I think he doubles Rocket and a bunch of stuff for
Uh-huh.
some of the scenes. That dude pops up in the last episode, the current one of Marvelous Maisel, as a legit period piece acting dude, and I was like, is that Sean Gunn? And the dude kills it as just a normal period piece actor, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's got chops. So I was. Yeah, even want to watch it even more now. I want to see the two, compare the two performances. But
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad you super dug it. I'm glad you got to see it in the theaters.
Yeah. Needle
I'm
drops.
I'm looking forward to checking it out. I'm going to avoid the soundtrack for now because I don't want to know what's in it. So when it happens, I'm just like, woo. Because it's always a fun surprise.
Like, dude, there's like 5 seconds into the movie, there's a needle drop. You're like, oh. And then I just looked over at my kid. Because he likes music from all over, all time periods and stuff like that. And he just gave me this face like, oh my God, because he loves that song. But anyways,
that's
cool. It was good, man. It was cool. It was really cool. And it's got some emotions.
All right.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I'm glad I'm wearing my shades in here, my 3D glasses and stuff, because nobody can see how shiny my eyes are.
Did you see it in 3D?
Yeah, we watched it in 3D.
How did it hold up?
It looks good. And you know what held up? We watched the 3D trailer of Elemental on it.
Oh, yeah.
And,
dude, animated films
good.
always look good. I think DreamWorks is the best at the 3D because they just have a dude there who just like specializes in stereo, so he just dials it all in. Pixar, a little flat, but they've gotten better over the years. But with that many elements and shit, it's tough. But it's going to be fun. Like,
especially how some of it looks hand drawn and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was really interesting. And it was like, whoa, it's cool. But the 3D held up in the Guardians movie and stuff, like all the space stuff and all that shit floating and whatever, you know.
That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on. What did you watch, sir?
Totally unscheduled, just random. Like, I don't even know why. We and Christine were like, hey, let's watch something different. And we watched the first episode of The Diplomat on Netflix because it's getting all this rave, and I think it just got renewed for second season. I'm like, what is this? I have no idea. I haven't even seen a trailer for it. We're like, all right, cool. And I gotta say, man, I think I paused it at a certain point of the film. I turned to her and I was like, dude, they just did like 3 big things, and they're moving the story. They're doing this and this, and they just revealed this and that. And I looked, and it was like 8 minutes in. Within like the first like 8 or 9 minutes, they just go for it.
They went for it, huh?
So I was like, Jesus, go for that. And they just keep moving. It just moves and moves and moves and moves. And like, they don't treat the audience like a bunch of dummies. Like, you might get a little lost, but they just keep moving. And you're like, this is fun. But like, one of the characters is fun. I'm not going to spoil anything. But
Kerry Russell's in it.
Kerry Russell and Rufus Sewell, who make a really fun couple together. And the rest of the supporting cast is all really good too. And I'll say this, at the end of the first episode, I yelled at like, holy shit. I was like, oh shit. And if something cool happens, and then like, put on the second episode. I think we watched most of the second episode. And it just keeps moving, and it's interesting. Like there's all these moving parts that they set up, and it just keeps moving. And it's never cheesy. It's like almost on the edge of being cheesy at times, but then they dial it back. You know, it's just enough. And it's like, it's not super dark. It's almost like Homeland. If anyone's ever watched Homeland, that shit gets dark fast. It's like a lesser, more cheery Homeland, but it's not really cheery show itself. But it's totally appropriate.
Is it like West Wingy?
A little bit,
like the dialogue, you know, like just keep it moving,
lots of dialogue, but the dialogue like pushes the story forward. They're not like talking about their feelings. It's like so and so's doing this, but really is doing that. And then what was really cool is there was a scene where they're talking, you know, the main character, where you branch off and follow a side character for like almost 5 minutes completely separately. And then it kind of branches back, and there's like a flow of what's happening, and it's really well done. And I'm excited to finish the season. We're barely in it, so that's an endorsement for the Diplomat.
Yeah. Is it actiony? Would you say it was actiony, or is it just straight drama?
It's more like spy versus spy. There's no like so far. There's no like shootouts or anything like that. It's more like political, like this
intelligence gathering.
Lots of intelligence gathering. Lots of that, and a lot of like meetings that are supposed to be happening but need to happen, kind of thing. Blah blah blah. You back channel with this person. This person hates this person, but there's like. And they really stress like the chain of command for decisions and communications and how that's fucked up, and it kind of makes things much more difficult, and they kind of have to navigate that little world. And it's like, it's fucking interesting. Now there's a couple stretches I had to explain to Christina, like in the first 2 minutes of the film, I had to like, okay, that's not how the government works. Like they do some stretches with executives and executive powers. I'm like, yeah, that person cannot do that. That's not how it works. But anyways, for the sake of the movie, let's keep watching. So don't think you're going to get a political science degree out of this fucking show, but it's fun. So who cares? Just go in and have fun.
That's cool, man.
All right. Now we got something else to talk about that we've been meaning to talk about for a while.
I know, man.
What are we talking about?
Could be the best show on TV. Could or not. I don't know. Barry, season 4, episodes 3 and 4.
Dude. It's
amazing. It's good.
Last episode, we took our bets, right, on who's going to make it out. Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Where's my timer? I'm getting my timer because we're going to do some spoilers.
Let's do it.
Okay. We are going to spoil Barry up to episode 4.
Yeah.
So, folks, just don't listen. Just fast forward. Don't listen. All right, listeners, fast forward. Roughly 7 minutes. 7 minutes, I think we rambled. Actually, it's more like 8 minutes. Fast forward 8 minutes to avoid Barry's spoilers. All right. Fire away, dude. Fire away.
All right. Yeah, man. We talked about who's going to make it, who's not going to make it. I went with nobody's going to make it. It's not a real wise decision, but hey, how many episodes we got left? We got one down. Hank doesn't look that healthy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's going to make the best decisions moving forward. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think he's going to make the decisions where he's going to make it out of the show alive.
You think so? But that guy's going to go full kamikaze, bro. That guy's got kamikaze written across his forehead, dog.
I think you kind of got to go
crash
kamikaze.
And burn.
Dude, if you want to get out of the situations alive, I think he's already, he went he made that choice that he did in the end of episode 4 as a kamikaze move to continue living. Like he already made the hardest choice.
Yeah, but with his partner, you know.
But man, how heartbreaking was that fucking scene?
Yeah, man. I felt bad for Cristobal. You know, and then Hank.
How amazing was their performance during that scene?
Because he's like, you can't, like he didn't get it. He didn't get it. Like he meant like, bro, if you fucking walk out this door, they're gonna kill you. Yeah, that's what he didn't get you can't leave. Like you can't. Not that you can't because of how we feel about each other. And that's what Cristobal was just dealing with his heart at the time. and being betrayed and stuff. But yeah, man. And I gotta tell you, man, your girl, what's your girl's name? Sally? Is that her name?
Yeah, Sarah Goldberg.
Fuck, bro, I hate watching her on the screen now. I can't stand it, bro. Like, she's going up the ranking. She's trying to knock fucking Skylar White out of the top as like the
what do you call
female characters that I hate the most. You know, most annoying, less deserving. Just get the fuck out of the way, person. Like, get out of the way. Like, I don't know, man. I just can't. I can't stand her, man. I can't. Like, I've never been a big fan of her. I've always been like, Barry, you can do better than her. But
that's the point, though, man. That's the whole point. Is like,
but that's the thing. Nobody's a good person. That's why they're all gonna get it.
All right, let me ask you this: that end of Barry season at episode 4, the flash forward. What the fuck?
Somebody's dreaming.
I don't know, man. That seemed pretty legit.
There's no way that Barry, he's in a mental ward and he's like on drugs somewhere and he's just like dreaming this shit. I don't know, man. There's no way.
The only way.
There's no way. And you know they've gone psychedelic because remember last season when he was walking down the street and it became the beach and all this stuff? So they've gone a little bit, you know?
The only reason the visual style is like this episode, they showed like Fuchs meeting him as a kid, like it looks like the desert. Yeah. And then we cut back to the desert and these kids, and then him walking into that house. It all looks very like dreamlike. But
yeah, a house in the middle of nowhere.
But they're also on the run. So that kind of makes sense too.
But it was flat land, bro.
I don't know.
Like you can see like the one thing about being in the desert, you can see a coyote for miles. You're not going to see a fucking house. The house is not like really not detectable. Like you can see that shit from fucking 10 miles away. I wonder who lives out there. Bro, it's not a safe hiding place.
The best thing about Barry is how unpredictable it is and how they break so many rules and you never know what's what and what story is going to go where. So I'm so looking forward to like how they can explain that. Is it or isn't it? Is it or isn't it?
No, she needs to go. She murdered somebody. She needs to go.
Who did she murder? The dude?
The guy in the fucking room. Remember in the silent room in the
But he was trying to murder her. Let's face it, that shit was self-defense. She was dead, and she just happened to get a fucking pencil or something and stab in the neck.
Yeah, but and then she wants to like, oh Barry, no, you're like he's a monster. I'm like, yeah, when it's not convenient, right? Like when you wanted a monster, you had him right there. And now that he's off the leash, you know, like, oh no, like you're gonna just like fucking.
Oh, don't get me wrong, she's terrible. Like,
yeah,
like,
she's fucking terrible.
She's
bro.
terrible. Well, yeah. So it's.
She could have killed him and not made him into mashed potatoes with a side of blood, bro. She fucking just kept smashing, dog.
It was pretty gnarly. She's clearly not okay. I love her.
No.
Oh, it's so good. Her performance is so
I feel bad
good.
for Fuchs.
Not me. He is like in his element. He loves the attention.
No, the amount of torture he's taking.
I think he loves it. I think he feels
you
like
think he likes to get hit that much?
I think he likes
even though the prisoners were like, oof. And like I think he's building credibility with them.
That's what it is. He doesn't care about anything. He just wants to be he wants
he can't be the snitch.
He wants to be the Raven. And I think he wants to like cement himself as the Raven, and him getting his ass whooped so bad amongst and witnessed by all these other people cements him as like the Raven, and all these people are gonna start looking to him, and he's gonna start manipulating everyone. And he loves that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like a perfect Fuchs situation. I'm like, wow, this is so good. And how about Fred Armisen showing up?
That was fucking hilarious.
I was like, what the fuck? And then his performance.
And he fucked it up.
His performance was so like, what the fuck is happening?
And there were supposed to be these badass assassins and shit. That was pretty fucking funny.
I like the podcast. They record on Thursdays. They could do
And Guillermo del Toro showed up. That was crazy too.
That almost took me out of it, but it worked. I was like, luckily,
with his accent, his cane.
Someone ruined it ahead of time. Thank you, internet. Like literally.
Oh, really? I made sure I didn't say anything. I was like, "Ooh."
No, showed up in my feed randomly. It's like, hey, by the way, I'm like, dude, it's been like 12 hours. You can't wait fucking like at least 48 before you ruin a fucking episode.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. I didn't. That guy sucks.
Yeah, he sucks. But man, the show is so good. And I'm not gonna predict anything. And I love the David Buster scenes. That shit.
Why not? Bro, they're not gonna come and arrest you if you predict something and it's not right.
Yeah. Well, we already.
I might put you in the nerd court and be like, "Hey, revoke his nerd card for saying dumb shit."
But not for this one. Are you? Oh man. And dude,
is it 8 episodes or 10?
I think it's 8.
It's getting close, dog.
4 more episodes, 2 more hours worth of material. And it's all over. And all right, last question. Did Mr. Kusano's son live or die?
I think he's alive.
I think so too.
He was got shot on the right shoulder.
But dude, how stupid do you have to be to know someone is after your dad to murder them, and then you sneak up on your dad, who you pretty sure has a gun? You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
does he? I think they made it not. Like, why would he have a gun?
Because the dad's fucking stupid. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, but like, he's not violent. He's a pussy.
At the same time, he's like,
and his son knows he's a pussy.
He was in the dark. He could have like grabbed a knife and stabbed him as he came through the door. You know, one way or another. Like, you want to be yelling, "Dad, no, it's me." You know, that was the one thing I was like, I get it though. I get it.
And it was messed up that he was having the food that he wanted.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Like, I hope he's okay. Just the son's a good guy. All right, moving on, shall we? Are we good?
I'm good.
All right, what we got next? Oh, this is me.
Yeah, it's you, buddy.
So I've been watching, and I told you a little bit. I've been watching Dopesick on HULU. It's a show. It's been around for a couple of years. It's a 10-episode series about the rise of the opioid crisis in America. Dude, this show is fucked up. Like, when you see the systematic, how a pharmaceutical company systematically just distributed this thing all over the country by being like just dirty, buying off levels of FDA, levels of regulators, like buildings full of lawyers, like they push stuff through. And then once it's all pushed through, to unravel it, to go back and be like, hey, by the way, we have 1 million dead bodies because of your drug is like the most addictive thing we've ever seen. To unravel it, it's taking like 10 years to like undo because of like the system and like how dirty it is and how bad. Like, oh my God. Yeah. And meanwhile, these guys are selling like $1 billion a year of like opioids, and it's destroying like so many people. Like, it's nuts. And they kind of break it down from different perspectives, like doctors prescribing it, people getting hurt, how they started targeting like physical labor stuff, like miners and loggers and all this shit. I'm like, dude, it's terrible. And how they just keep pushing it. And the family behind it, they know how destructive it is, but they don't care. They just see the dollar signs. I'm like, oh, it's not an easy one to watch, but it's really well done. And it's based on a book. So if you want to watch something a little like, you'll get a little angry watching it, Dopesick on HULU. I'm not done yet. I'm like slowly getting through it because like I don't want to take in that much like in one sitting. You know, I gotta like spread it out. But yeah, it's a Dopesick. It's really, really well done. And it also, one of the co-stars is the dude that plays Adam Warlock in the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Coulter.
Yes, he's in this film. Or in this show. And he's really good. So it was really cool seeing that progression. All right.
That's cool.
And then moving on to one more thing, I don't think you watched, but we watched it. John Mulaney's new stand-up, Baby J, on Netflix. Yeah. And I got to say, it's kind of almost slightly related to Dopesick in the form of his whole special is about his stint with addiction and rehab. And at the same time, it might be one of the funniest damn things for a stand-up I've seen in a long time. Like, Christina was dying. Cool. She called it brilliant. She's like, I've never seen anything that like brilliant for that heavy of a topic. Could not stop laughing. Like, it's really, really, that dude's a good writer and like he's a great performer. And you're just like, fuck. Like, he took that material and
I'm interested.
You should watch it. It's funny. Like, you're like, shit.
I just never, like, I put him I'm not a Seinfeld guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I put him in that category of comedian. So I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I try to listen to some other stuff that is his, and I'm just like, yeah, you're clever, but I mean, it's clever, like the past ones. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I've heard good things and stuff, and I saw him on a podcast, and they were talking about his new special and stuff, and it was funny just because I think he was feeding off the host, Theo Vaughn, which is another stand-up
Mm-hmm.
comedian, and he's weird and stuff, and they were kind of just like feeding off of each other, and he talked about his addiction and because they both have addiction problems and stuff, and they were just feeding off each other, and it was hilarious. So I might on the strength of that and your recommendation, I'm gonna check it out and see how it goes.
I would give it a caveat though. I was super confused. Is like in the first 4 minutes of the show,
Yeah,
it's really weird. Like the formatting, like they kind of like start it and they stop it and they start it. And I even had to tell Christina because I watched part of it before I showed her. I'm like, this is funny. I need to stop it and just watch it with her. But it's weird. The first like 3 or 4 minutes, the show doesn't really start going for like maybe like 4 or 5 minutes in. So like if you're like, what the fuck is this? The first 4 or 5 minutes, it gets better. So just kind of hang with it and keep going.
Okay.
So yeah, John Mulaney's new special on Netflix.
Sounds good.
All right.
I love stand-up.
Yeah, same. Right, what do we got? What's next?
All right, moving on to new to the list.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got some stuff, man.
Yeah, there's
new
a
to
lot.
the list. Sweet Tooth season 2 is on Netflix.
Yeah.
You watch the first season?
Yes.
Loved it.
Big fan.
Yeah, I'm excited for season 2. It's just like, when am I gonna squeeze this shit in here?
Exactly. We're in the same boat. Like when I told Christina, she's like, we gotta watch it now. I'm like, we already have like so much shit to watch.
I know. But I'm excited though, man. We'll see how it is. It's like, I didn't expect myself to like it so much, but man,
it goes places.
It has heart, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, it takes you to some things, man. And I like it. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm looking forward to it.
Based on a comic book, also produced by Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Downey Jr.'s wife. I think they're like, they have their company and they're super into it. And the crazy thing is they already shot the 3rd season already. The 3rd and last season. So they're full on, full go.
Ready to go.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah. Next up, we got The Mother, starring J-Lo on Netflix, May 12th. She's like a spy, a hitman. I see her do some pull-ups, close-up of her face, her cocking a gun. Supposed to be good. I don't know. We'll see.
Is it?
There you go, bro. Right off the bat, right here. Your elitist bullshit.
Is it?
You're such a jerk, dude.
All right. What else we got?
That's it. You're just gonna go with is it?
That's it. I don't know. I watched part of the
I'm gonna
trailer.
give it a shot, man.
Let me know. It looks straightforward. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Maybe it's entertaining. I hope it is. But not as entertaining as The Great season 3 coming on Hulu probably in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
dude. We just started rewatching the first season just because we wanted something on like just simple. Fuck, man, this movie, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so well done.
TV show.
It's
series.
The Great on Hulu. So funny. And it goes places. Like, especially if you get to like the end of the first season and the second season, you're like, holy shit. It's and it's so good. I'm excited. I'm trying.
You know what I'm gonna tell Jennifer Lopez? Be like, hey girl, you know what you need to do to get these Anglophile people?
Going.
You get that accent going. Get that British accent going. And you get
what's funny is The Great takes place in Russia, but everyone has accents from all over. I don't even know what they are. I think they just kind of make them up as they go.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has a Russian accent.
I don't know if that's the English version of Russian.
I don't know if it's like historically accurate. Some of the stories are. I actually had to look them up. I'm like,
Send location. Send location. I find you.
Yeah.
That's my Russian right there.
All right. What's the last one?
Last one. This, I don't know if you've seen this. It's called The Other Two. No. It's on HBO Max. It's I guess a sitcom. It's a comedy and stuff. And the premise is that there's 3 siblings, right? And one sibling is basically
I
the
saw a trailer
Justin
for
Bieber
this.
type,
Yes.
young kid,
Yes.
and he has 2 other siblings. And this follows their bullshit, and they're fucked up people, and it's funny. It's hilarious.
I saw part of it. It's pretty funny.
Molly Shannon, I think, is a mom. Is that her name? The Shannon girl from
I think so. And then they're the older siblings, and like he's like a kid.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber, and he's like super successful, and they're like adults. They're just pieces of shit.
Yeah. They have their own thing, and they can't get off the ground. They're basically like living off this guy's, coattails.
Yeah, they got nothing else going on.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
so I'm excited for season 3.
Cool.
If you guys need something light and funny and kind of jacked up, watch the other 2 on HBO Max. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
there's already 2 seasons.
Yeah,
so you can binge some stuff.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
The last thing on our list is Amazon Prime has a new stand-up with Jimmy O Yang. Speaking of, he's funny. He's probably not for everybody, but man, he got his start, his big break on Silicon Valley, and they liked him so much they just kept bringing him back, and he became like a normal regular for the whole series. He's funny, and he's got to start in stand-up. And if you want to listen to a really cool podcast with Mark Maron and him, and he talks about when he got started on what's it called, Silicon Valley. He just got paid. He was like jobless, and he wanted to be an actor. And he was living in LA, and he needed money so bad, and they cast him in this role. It was like almost a non-speaking role, but he was like so excited, so he could use the money to go buy a car, or he could use cars, so he could drive Uber. That was his thing. He's like, I just need to survive. I just need to go just enough, and from that, he's like built up in his good career. Like he's funny, man. So like, it's a pretty cool dude. He's been in some movies here and there, but his stand-up is where he started, and still doing it, and that's on Amazon Prime right now.
Cool. I'll check it out. I seen the header or the little.
They're pushing it.
Yeah. So it looks cool. I'm excited. Got some stand up to watch. I love stand up. All right. Well, I think that moves on us. Moving on, it moves us into our double feature.
All right, sir.
Feature.
What? Tell the listeners about our theme this week.
All right. We kind of wanted to spotlight the writer aspect of movies, but it's kind of hard it's really broad to just like do writer. So we kind of narrowed it down to writer directors, and hopefully we have some cool choices for you guys. I'm gonna let you go first since I don't have I have 4 choices.
I've got like 3.
All right. So you go first.
Man, writer directors. It's there's a couple that are like standouts that I chose. I'm like, I had to. We both kind of agreed, I think, to not do Tarantino because it's just
Tarantino is too obvious,
blatant, too easy. But some that have been around for like a really long time and are really consistent. And I'm narrowing it down to 2, but I'm gonna go with the Coen brothers. And
let me cross that off.
You better cross that shit off. And the movie, it's gonna be so hard. It's gonna be tricky, but I'm gonna go with True Grit. I thought the writing in True Grit was so good, and it's so like unexpected and fun, and like these performances are awesome, and they nail it per character. It's like, this guy's all grizzled and crazy. This other guy's like this young Haley Steinfeld. I always get her name wrong. Her character is super well defined and well written. I mean, the film, the bad guys, Josh Brolin shows up. Like, you're just like, what the shit? Like, True Grit is awesome, and it's just like a
Matt Damon
writing. So
your
good.
I remember that line.
The writing, directing, it just like pops, bang, 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 bang. You're just like, this movie is like so much better than it should have been. That movie should not be that good, but it is fantastic. So that's what I'm going to go with, the Coen brothers, True Grit. And they've done so many other things, like so many. They are, I don't have to say anything. They're Coen brothers. You know what's up. All right, man, what you got?
All right. So that one's a little actiony. It's got some sequences, bang, bang, shoot 'em ups.
Not too much. Like,
not heavy.
Just
enough. So I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
All right. likes to push the envelope as far as, we can go and stuff with science and science fiction and, spies and suits and all kinds of shit. But I'm going to go with Inception, Mr. Christopher Nolan.
I was worried there you were going to go in a different direction, but I'm like, you did good.
Yeah. Well, I don't care what you say. But I was going to go Interstellar too, man. I love that movie.
Yeah.
But Inception, I'm going to go with Inception just because, oh man, that was a movie experience. Going to the theater and just watching it, and like the first time you watch something, you don't have a chance to like dissect it and nitpick it to death. You're just kind of like the visuals, and you're like, you just go along with it. Yeah, a dream within a dream within a dream, and it's like, boom, like the big score and the big screen and the big performances, and they all look sharp in suits, and man, it was amazing. I love that, and like just how they all the problem solving that they had to do with the writing. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so this is one dream, and then how, and like the time lapse thing and all that stuff they had to figure out.
Challenge within it, and they had to solve this other thing to solve.
And they had to explain it to Joe Blow, me. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that we try to understand what the hell's going on. And man, I think they did a great job for the most part. Unless you want to sit there and nitpick it to death. No. But it's just like it just goes. The movie starts and you just go and you just like dive into this world of big company espionage, and you're like, damn, that's fucking cool. And then it leaves you with did the thing drop or did it not? You know what I'm saying? And it is there you go. Inception. That's my pick. Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think the second time we watched this together, and it might have been the second time for both of us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we watched it in IMAX, and I'm pretty sure we both already watched it before. We're like, let's watch it again.
Yeah.
And we went and sat in the IMAX. And I remember the scene where the van is going off the bridge in slow motion is falling.
Yeah.
And the entire last act of the film, 30 or 40 minutes, it's literally the van is slowly falling.
Yeah.
And every time it cut back to that, we kept looking at each other dude.
That was amazing.
That sequence of how they wrote it and edited it and cut it and shot it all together to create this this tapestry of insanity for the last 45 minutes of a film was I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fuck. It doesn't get old. Every time I watch it, it's fuck.
Yeah.
It's
It's
maybe
great.
watch True Grit first and then Inception, because True Grit's a nice mellow, but really it's good tasted.
It's a nice little hayride.
Yeah. And then Inception will take you places. You're like, fuck. You're gonna you're gonna need to come down after Inception. You're like, whew, you okay? I'm okay. Oh shit.
We just went through some shit, man. That's how you're gonna be at the end of Inception. All right, man. Good job, buddy. We did it again.
We did.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
Too much to watch, man. I can't believe we found the fucking Diplomat, but really we should be watching Sweet Tooth. And it's so a lot of stuff on our list right now. The list it's not getting smaller. We're not even talking about Marvelous Miss Maisel. Maybe next week I'll talk about it some more, man. That show's going places. We got Barry.
I watched one episode of Citadel.
Oh, we'll talk about that next week. I'll try to watch it too, because I'm super curious.
Yeah, man.
That's all I got.
All right. There's a lot of things coming up.
Too many.
All right. Succession's ending soon. Oof. Perry Mason is good. There's so much shit, dude. It's too much. All right. Well, that's our show, guys. Thank you for listening to our nonsense and our great point of views. Some of us don't watch things. Please like and subscribe, leave comments, recommendations. Let us know where Andres messes up and where I do everything perfect. Mm-hmm. If we're missing anything, let me know. Let us know. Other than that, I'm Francisco.
And I'm Andres.
Have a great week. 2 nerds, 1 pod. Let's go. Vámonos. Put it on the list.